Welcome to the front lines of the great tomato worm invasion. If you're new to the gardening game or just love your tomatoes like we do, you're in for a treat, and not the kind these worms are after. Picture this. You've spent weeks nurturing your tomato plants. You've watered them, talked to them, maybe even sung them a little berry white. You're practically ready to start charging rent for all the shade they're throwing. But then, disaster strikes. You find your precious plants stripped bare, leaves gone, stems looking like they went through a paper shredder. The culprit? The dreaded tomato worm. But fear not, fellow gardeners, because today we're arming you with the knowledge and, dare I say, the humor to combat these leafy fiends. Let's get started. All right, folks, let's roll out the red carpet for the true drama queen of the garden. Meet the tomato hornworm. At first glance, this little green noodle looks like it's just hanging out, minding its own business. But don't be fooled. This is the undercover agent of plant destruction. Believe it or not, these sneaky munchers are actually the baby form of the hawk moth. And let's be honest, hawk moth sounds like a superhero's sidekick. The moth itself is pretty epic, big, fast, and probably the only moth that could win a staring contest. I mean, who wouldn't want a hawk moth on their team? But plot twist, their larvae, the tomato hornworm, are more like the garden's arch nemesis. If the hawk moth is Batman, the hornworm is definitely the Joker. One minute your tomato plants are thriving, the next, bam, they're being devoured faster than snacks at a movie night. These little green machines can turn your garden into a salad bar overnight. And get this, they're basically the ninjas of the insect world. Their camouflage game is so strong, you'd think they trained with chameleons in a top-secret leaf dojo. Seriously, these guys can disappear into the greenery like a magician at a kid's party. If you've ever played Where's Waldo, try Where's the Hornworm. It's next level. You're admiring your beautiful plants and suddenly, whoa, there's a chunky green caterpillar the size of your thumb halfway through your prized tomato. It's like finding a plot twist in your favorite show, except this one eats your set. But don't panic. We've got the inside scoop on how to spot these sneaky salad bandits. With a little detective work, you'll catch them before they turn your garden into an all-you-can-eat buffet. First clue, missing leaves. If your tomato plant suddenly looks like it got a bad haircut, you've probably got a hornworm on the loose. These guys are like tiny lawnmowers with no off switch. They'll leave holes and chewed up leaves everywhere. Think of it as their signature move. Next up, look for their droppings. Yep, hornworm poop. It's not glamorous, but it's a dead giveaway. If you see little black pellets, you found their calling card. It looks like someone sprinkled pepper all over your plants. Pro tip, do not use this as seasoning. Your pasta will never forgive you. Now here's the fun part. These caterpillars come with a built-in party trick, a spike on their rear end. It's called a horn, and it looks like they're ready for a medieval joust. Don't worry, it's all for show. No actual jousting involved. That spike might look like it means business, but it's about as dangerous as a plastic sword at a costume party. Totally harmless. It's just their way of saying, back off, I'm tough. Honestly, it works. I've jumped more than once. But really, they're just big softies. Don't let the tough guy act fool you. These caterpillars are all bark and no bite. They're basically the marshmallows of the bug world. They might look like they belong in a monster movie, but they're totally harmless to humans. You can pick them up. No superhero gloves required. So, channel your inner Sherlock Holmes, grab your magnifying glass, and get ready to outsmart these green Houdinis. With a little patience and a lot of sass, you'll keep your tomatoes safe from these sneaky snackers. All right, brave gardeners, it's time for the main event. Our showdown with the tomato hornworm. Grab your imaginary capes because we're about to become garden superheroes. And no, we're not unleashing laser beams or summoning a fleet of drone defenders. Though let's be honest, that would make for a blockbuster movie. Picture it, Revenge of the Hornworm Hunters. Instead, we're going classic. Just you, your wits, and a little elbow grease. It's time for some hands-on heroics, face-to-face with the enemy. Step 1, the legendary hand-picking technique. No gadgets, no gizmos, just pure, unfiltered courage and a keen eye. I can hear you now. Wait, you want me to actually touch that thing? Yes, I do, but don't worry, you won't turn into a tomato hornworm if you do. Technically, it's a larva, but let's not get bogged down in semantics. The important thing is, it's not nearly as terrifying as it looks. In fact, once you get over the initial ick factor, You might even find it oddly rewarding, like winning a tiny green trophy. Pro tip: slip on a pair of gloves. Not only do they make you feel invincible, but they also add a dash of style to your pest-busting ensemble. When it's go time, speed is your secret weapon. Think of yourself as the ninja of the tomato patch, swift, silent, and slightly squeamish. Don't be fooled by their squishy appearance. These little gym rats have a grip that would make a rock climber jealous. It's like they're auditioning for America's Got Suction. So channel your inner action hero, give a gentle but determined tug, and bam! You've got yourself a hornworm. Cue the victory music. Now comes the big decision. What's the fate of your squirmy captive? The plot thickens. You've got options, each with its own flair. Choose wisely, garden warrior. Option 1, the soapy water spa. It's quick, effective, and way less dramatic than my old bug zapping days. The hornworms won't know what hit them. Or, if you're feeling like the benevolent ruler of your backyard, you can grant them a royal pardon and relocate them to a distant land, preferably one without tomatoes. Remember, even these munching machines have a place in the grand scheme of things. They're not just villains, they're supporting characters in the garden drama. So let's keep it kind, keep it clever, and keep those tomatoes safe. Onward, garden champions. But what if you're not into the touchy-feely approach? What if the thought of picking up a squishy worm makes you squirm? What if the mere idea of handling these slimy creatures sends shivers down your spine? Well, fear not, my squeamish friends, because we've got another weapon in our arsenal: biological warfare. And no, it doesn't involve any hazardous chemicals or dangerous substances. No, we're not talking about unleashing genetically modified super predators on your garden, although that would be an interesting experiment. Instead, we're talking about something much more natural and eco-friendly. We're talking about enlisting the help of nature's tiny assassins, beneficial insects. These little warriors are ready to defend your garden from pests. These are the good guys, the ones who fight on the side of delicious tomatoes and healthy gardens. They are the unsung heroes of the plant world. And trust me, they're more than happy to lend a helping hand, or should I say, a helping mandible. They work tirelessly to keep your garden thriving. One of the best options is the trusty ladybug. These little beetles are not just cute, they're incredibly effective. These little red beetles are like the adorable polka-dotted tanks of the insect world. They patrol your garden, seeking out pests to devour. They may look cute, but they're voracious predators of aphids, which are another common garden pest. Aphids don't stand a chance against these tiny tanks. And then there's the praying mantis, the ultimate garden bodyguard. These insects are the silent protectors of your plants. These guys are like the ninjas of the insect world with their lightning-fast reflexes and deadly forelegs. They strike with precision and speed. They'll take on anything from aphids to caterpillars to, you guessed it, tomato hornworms. No pest is too challenging for them. So, how do you recruit these tiny assassins to your garden? It's simpler than you might think. Well, you can attract them naturally by planting a diverse range of flowers and herbs that provide them with food and shelter. A well-planned garden can be a haven for these beneficial insects. Or, if you're feeling impatient, you can always order them online and have them delivered straight to your doorstep. It's like getting a special forces team for your garden. Just be sure to get them from a reputable source that sells native species. This ensures that your garden's new defenders are well suited to your local environment. And remember, laughter is the best medicine even in gardening. I mean, let's face it, battling pests is serious business, but it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. In fact, sometimes the best way to deal with a tomato worm infestation is to just laugh about it. Think about it. These little guys are basically the toddlers of the insect world. They're clumsy, they eat everything in sight, and they leave a trail of destruction wherever they go. Sounds familiar, right? So, the next time you find yourself face to face with a giant green worm munching on your tomato plants, take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of it all. Imagine them wearing tiny little bibs, their little faces covered in tomato juice. Picture them doing the worm dance on your prize-winning tomatoes. And hey, if you're feeling really creative, why not give them names? I'm thinking Hortense for a particularly plump hornworm, or maybe Tom for a particularly destructive one. The point is, don't let these little guys get you down. Gardening is supposed to be fun, remember? So put on your favorite gardening hat, grab a cold drink, and get ready to laugh your way to a healthy, worm-free garden. Finally, prevention is better than cure. It's like that old saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Or, in our case, a sprinkle of diatomaceous earth is worth a bucket of soapy water. That's right, folks, we're talking about preventative measures. The things you can do to keep those pesky hornworms from ever setting foot in your garden in the first place. Because, let's be honest, wouldn't it be great if we could just skip the whole battling the pests part altogether? One of the easiest and most effective ways to prevent tomato hornworms is to rotate your crops every year. You see, these little guys are creatures of habit. They like to lay their eggs in the same spot year after year. So, by rotating your crops, you're basically throwing them a curveball, forcing them to find a new place to call home. Another great preventative measure is to till your soil in the fall or spring. This will help to expose any overwintering pupae to the elements and hungry predators like birds. It's like giving your garden a good spring cleaning, but instead of dusting and vacuuming, you're tilling and aerating. And finally, don't forget about the power of companion planting. Certain plants like basil, marigolds, and dill are known to repel tomato hornworms. So by planting these around your tomatoes, you're basically creating a natural barrier, a force field of fragrance that these pests won't dare to cross. So there you have it, beginners. With these tips, you're ready to tackle any tomato worm invasion with humor and know-how. And always remember, the secret ingredient to any thriving garden is a whole lot of love. So, roll up those sleeves, dive into the dirt, and let your passion grow. If you would like to share your favorite garden tip or hack with us, use #Rhokins Homestead on your favorite social media sites. If you enjoyed these tips, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. There's so much more to discover together. Thank you for joining me here at Rhokins Homestead, your home for all things gardening. Let's grow together. Happy gardening!